Ask me 20 questions about Magic. I was just on an airplane for like 2 hours and I got like 150 questions off this post, so I answered about 20 of them. Here we go. I think that in general, precons are just very, very strong right now, and so I think it's really easy to get into Magic by buying them off shelf. I don't think you have to do that much to upgrade them. You can throw in a few cards, but you really don't need to break the bank. If you want to be on a budget, buy a precon, probably from Universes Beyond set, or like a premium product if you wanted to be a little stronger, but honestly, even just like the ones from Thunder Junction were good. I am the vice president of sales of a toy and game company. We do a bunch of cool licensed stuff with One Piece and Sonic, and we do a whole bunch of spring, summer outdoor toys, which is one of the reasons I travel so much. My recommendation for people who want to get into making Magic content is don't go crazy on your first thing, right? Pick something that's relatively low lift that you can do somewhat quickly, that you can crank out like 10 of in the first 2 or 3 weeks. Try a bunch of different versions, a bunch of different forms of it, and if one of them appeals to you, just make sure you like it, double down, keep doing more of it, right? That's why I started on TikTok, because it's low lift, it's fast. The rule zero conversation when it comes to cards that are banned is never a problem if it's with people you trust and that you like. I just think if you're doing it with strangers, it's kind of stubborn and unnecessary in my opinion, but I love those cards. I've just been an Izzet player forever. There's something about counting to 20 in 1v1 Magic. It's very tempo oriented. It's kind of always been that way for me. And I don't know, the card Fire Ice, like there's so much about Izzet that I just love. Countering things and burning things, right? Counterspell and Lightning Bolt, wonderful. I think both of these are probably true. I think the number one most important thing that's gonna make your deck more powerful, it's gonna be tutors, right? Because even a medium mana base with good tutors, if you've got like a good 2-card combo, that can get you there. And I think free interaction is more important than ramp, just because I think a lot of good cards are very efficient and cheap, and so ramp is not as important. Though those would be the 4 that I would list, which is like fast mana, tutors, free interaction, and ramp. This is very similar to like the banned cards conversation, right? If you're playing with a local play group or your friends, you're at the kitchen table, somebody doesn't have the card and they want to proxy it, I have no problem with that, right? I'll often build decks theoretically in my phone before I own them anyway. It's not that different. It all depends who you're playing with. True story, I bought like 92 copies of this at one point because it was like a $3 card in the reserve list. It's just not quite good enough, but I love 3 Wishes. Secret Lairs feel a lot like a lot of the Magic product that comes out these days. People will complain about it being expensive and hard to get, but not every Magic product is for every player. There's just too much of it. I love Secret Lairs. I buy the ones that I want. I don't buy the rest. I think Universes Beyond is like the best acquisition tool that Magic's ever had. It's amazing to see so many people pouring into the game, and I think the fact that the cards are legal and standard and modern's a great thing. It means those players can try out those formats, and those are great formats. I have a Discord for Highlander Gauntlet specifically, but I will be starting one for Ben Bateman. I get this request a lot, so probably pay attention. You'll see it coming soon. No, Magic will never be pay to win. It would have already been pay to win by now, right? The cards, the most expensive decks in Modern are $2,000-$3,000. It used to be like that in Standard. You know, they'll work to make the entry-level versions of cards cheap enough that it'll never be pay to win, truly. Time Spiral block is such like a nostalgic block for me, and Future Sight is my favorite Magic set ever. Modern Horizon sets feel like they're doing a similar thing, but I still just love Future Sight so much. Pearson Star and like 3 or 4 of my other decks are on my Mox field right now. This guy will just consistently challenge me to play his Kudo deck. He's done it like 100 times. I admire the persistence. Maybe try to win with like the worst Storm card ever, but I think for the most part the answer is your friends will never be happy. Comment below if you have questions that were not answered, and follow me on Instagram if you ever want to be a part of one of these AMAs.